These words have been spoken by my master. They will come
To you today. It is celebrated on reggae to reggae.com. I just want to introduce you to my new Tina Gardens. Here I have a little disposable cup, and I use anything for container gardens. And in it, I have put some, 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever you want to call it. It's just absolutely precious. And so I use it as my little container gardens. And I have, oh wow, isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness. Yes, so today we are finalizing our session on time management workshop day 3. And one of the things that you're going to be looking at now is putting actual times to everything. And so I told you to put out every day of the week, every hour of the day, right? Every hour of the day. And what you need to do is to make sure that you have start at midnight, for instance. So you have 12 o'clock midnight. Then you have the next line, you have 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock noon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Maybe you should go to 12 o'clock midnight at the bottom and start with 1 o'clock a.m. at the top. And once you have that, did you know that most folder leaves with lines have about 30 lines? So you can get this all in on one folder leaf. Okay, so that is how you're going to make a 24-hour timetable. So we're going to start with the times that you would like to work into. So you're going to decide whether you're going to sleep 6, 7, or 8 hours. How do you make that decision? Let's look at 3 important factors. 1, if you are not going to use any other rest mechanism during the day, then you need to assign 8 hours. Okay? And so I usually assign mine from p.m. to 4 a.m. Now, there are times when I will use other rest mechanisms during the day, which we'll talk about, to determine that we are going to shorten that 8 hour until you get to 6 hours, right? When you move from 8 hours to 6 hours, then it means that you have to do something else during the day that will bring you to 2 hours of rest, right? Not 2 hours of sleep, but 2 hours of rest. And that can be your 15 minutes of meditation. That would really mean that you are meditating for 3 5-minute spans or 5 3-minute spans. And I really prefer to do that during the day, and then I only need 6 hours sleep. So assign your 6 hours or your 8 hours. I would suggest you assign 8. And when you are able to do the meditation, then you can cut back on your sleep. Now, that span of sleep needs to embrace 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, which is when you have your healing sleep, and you can't do without it. So, I really am sorry for those persons who are on night shift all the time. Nothing is wrong with making adjustments. You have a night shift for 1 week and ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. I know it's difficult, right? But it's much better than being on night all the time, because you always lose your healing sleep. But guess what? bodies are so wonderfully made that whenever we miss our healing sleep, it's sort of on a continuous basis. That is what is called evolution. It adjusts. This is the purpose of the concept of evolution, you know. It adjusts. I don't know, my light is gone, my mirrors are not in the right place. I don't know how I'm going to live, but I'm sure I'll continue. And so it's important for us to know that we need to have those 4 hours in there. But if you don't, and you are continuously having a different schedule for your work or your activities, wonderful. What a difference it makes. Great. Then it means that you have to go and make those adjustments. I'm sure that door will need to be cut. So here we have a situation where we have now assigned our sleep time. The next thing you're going to do is assign your work time. You need to be at office between 8 and 4, 9 and 5, whatever it is. You need to put in that time. 8 and 4. So now, in my situation, I have 8 and 4 in the night for my sleep time, and then 8 and 4 in the day. So you will understand and realize that, you know, after just putting in these 2 items, trying to find my own, right? Because you know, I always do things based on what I do, because then I am really, yes, I'll do that in the break. Eh? I'm really showing you what I have done. And you can take some little tips out of how to do it for yourself. Okay, so in my situation, I now have my 8 hours for sleep and 8 hours for work, which is 8 to 4 in the day. So now I have free from 4 in the morning until 8 in the morning. And I have free from 4 in the afternoon until 8 in the evening. Wow. Did you hear the difference between morning, afternoon, and evening? I just want to mention that because so many of us come in and say, good night when you are greeting. Good night is not a greeting. Good night is a leaving salutation. Salutation is a starting thing. Anyway, what I mean is, when you are using greetings, as we do in our finishing school course, we show persons that, guess what, from 1 minute after midnight, it's morning. So if I come into a place at 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning when it's still dark, I say good morning, because I'm wishing what is to come and what we are in. And then if I come in at 11 o'clock, just before midday, I still say good morning, or I may say good day, because the day spans a longer period of time. However, we have other greetings. For instance, if I came in at, let's say I came in at 2 p.m. This is afternoon. Then it is exactly that. It's afternoon. So once you come in afternoon, then it is good afternoon. Then, if you come in at 6 o'clock, no, 7 o'clock, you can't say good afternoon, because afternoon finish at 6 p.m. Now you are into evening, so you say good evening, right? And so once you say good evening, then you continue saying good evening if you come in at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock p.m., 10 o'clock. If you come in at 11 o'clock, it is still good evening, because that is the greeting. Now, where do you use good night? Good night says, I am wishing you good night. I am leaving for the day. That's what good night means. So if you come on to a program at 7 o'clock in the evening and you say, hi, good night, everybody, welcome, you're telling them that they are to leave because you are leaving. So let's get that together. So it's important to get it together. So we communicate and understand each other. Eh? So we're on the same page. It has nothing to do with being stoosh. It has to do with communicating clearly. And I'm here to tell you the most problematic thing about all relationships is communication. Because what you say may not be what I get, and what I get may not be what you are trying to transmit to me. Consequently, we need to make sure that our communication is clear and that we don't have the challenges of not communicating exactly what we mean. That's not how I want to say this. What I want to say is get feedback from the other party as to what they do understand, right? Because most times I am communicating from my own background and experience, and especially when I haven't seen you for 40 years or 50 years. We have not had the same background and experience. Consequently, the communication is going to be garbled. So it's so important to communicate, because if you do communicate clearly, then most times the relationship runs so much more smoothly. So make an effort to communicate exactly what you mean and get feedback, because on most occasions you are innocently trying to get understanding, and you're misinterpreting. No, that is important in how you manage your time, because guess what? You need to let people know that this is how I want to manage my time, and this is how I do apportion my time. And why? Because I have purpose, I have focus, and I must focus on my purpose. That is the foundation for assigning these times. When it is dark and you go to bed at 8 to 4 or 10 to 6 or 10 to 4, what is your focus? You want to get rest. So if people vex that you fall asleep on them at 8 o'clock, they have to vex, right? So we have assigned our sleep time or rejuvenation time, and we have assigned our work time. That is the time that we use to expend energy, while the time we sleep we use to regain energy. So we'll still be back in the next segment. We're going to look at other relationships, and then we will be able to put on more times on your timetable. Soon come back. Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com, when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
With all this injustice, this world could never last. Oh, somehow I know.
Boy, what a short break. I didn't even have time. I've still not seen this. I didn't have time to have any of my green shake. Mm-hmm. It's just a miracle to come over. Yes. So we're in the second section now, and you all have on your paper. May I have a pen, please, or a writing implement? You all have on your paper a. Thank you very much. You're so kind. You're 1 to 24. Yes, this is it. Yes. Oh my goodness. All right. So remember, we started at 1 a.m. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. This is 12. The first 12 is 12 noon. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, midnight. And now I have assigned 8 to 4 as work time. 8 to 4, and that is work. And then you're going to make another timetable for the work time, like you do for school. And then now I have from 8 to 12, and then 1 to 4 as the rest of my sleep time. All right, now remember, you can make adjustments to that. And we are in day 3, our final day, making up our actually small little timetable for our show, for our workshop on time management. So we have 1 to 24 hours on the thing. Mirror still needs to come over another 6 inches. Right? Not the stand, just the mirror. Thank you. Okay, so here we have still more. The mirror. Okay, let's move along. Right. We are now going to assign other things. You have to put in the have to do things first, right? Because if you don't, it's not going to work. Okay, what else do we have to do apart from sleep and work? We are now going to fit in the primary responsibility. Because remember that the issue of our relationships now have to be passed into the time. The first and primary relationship is the relationship with your creator. Now, for my situation, what I do is that I put in 4 to 6 as the time that I spend closeted with my creator. So I don't know what to call that. I just call that time with God. That's what I call it, really. But you know, it's not funny to name it because I try and do all my time with my creator. Let him impact all of it. But let's just put that's the time that I devote totally to him. So we'll call it devotion. Right. Devoted totally to him. All right. So that's 4 to 6. Now I have 6 to 7, and clearly between 6 and 7, I need to get ready to start working at 8, right? And if you have traveling time and all that sort of things, there are times when you can double task certain things, right? For instance, if I'm traveling out of town or coming into town from when I lived in St. Elizabeth, I a lot of times do that before the traffic, 4 to 6. And I would have time closeted with my creator because I am there alone. And I sing and I shout and I talk and I pray and I laugh and I dance while driving in. I'm telling you. And I would see other people, in the in other vehicles passing by, and I'm saying, hallelujah, hallelujah, all that sort of stuff. And I laugh out loud. Listen to me, that's a good time, man, I'm telling you. So I would say 7 to 8, I'm sort of getting ready for the birthday. Boy, guess what I have in here? 5, 6, and 7. You got it? You'll see how much time you have? 24. All right. So for 5, 6, and 7, I usually now put the other relationships into that space. All right. We'll get into it. I know that you think we are in a crunch, but we are not in a crunch. I'm going to show you the way out through around. But if you recall clearly, I mentioned that there must be 2 hours when you do not plan anything. So instead of having 4 to 8 available, you only have 2 hours out of that 4-hour span. Remember, there's traveling time. Remember, there's eating time. Remember, those are the necessities of life, which we can't do without. So I am going to assign 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 as my downtime. 6 to 8. Plan nothing. And then 5 to 6 is when I'm going to fit in. I'm going to give you several alternatives, because already I can see people saying, this is impossible. This is just one alternative, right? We'll do several other ways of doing it. This is the one that I like the best and that I do for myself. All right, 4 to 6 is when I do those other relationships. So, and remember that this is a Monday to Friday, or whenever days that you work at a regular time, you will realize that people who work on shifts and have different adjustments. And I'm just doing the standard one first. And of course, we have a Saturday one and a Sunday one. So I'm just sharing with you mine, and then how you can make adjustments after that. Okay, now 5 to 6 is when I am going to have those interactions with the others in my whole hierarchy. So we're looking at interactions with family. I'm looking at interactions with, and if your family comes home at the other slot, then it is better for you to interpose and put your plan nothing between 5 and 6 or 4 and 6, and then put interaction with your family between 6 and 8. You understand what I'm saying? 2 hours before your bedtime, whatever it is. You have to adjust this to accommodate your family, and if they are not available anywhere there, then you have to either adjust their in and out or your in and out to accommodate them, right? Because maybe you want to take 2 hours sleep and then wake up for when your husband comes in, if he's on a shift, or when your family comes back from university or comes back from school, or any extracurricular activity that you are not able to share with them. Right away, you can see a lot of activities will have to be cut, because we can only put in those other activities after you have done the basic 7. Right. So like home, I'm retired. You know, I can just push anything in anytime. But until then, you gotta keep your nose to the wheel, right? Okay, so now I have the whole 24 plan. So let's look at a Saturday and a Sunday. As I said, those 2 hours that I have somewhere in the afternoon, 4 to 6, or in the evening, 6 to 8, is where I put in all the other relationships, as in family. The next thing would be purpose. Now, this is for the advancement of what you consider to be your purpose. And then we have spiritual family. And then we have community. Don't throw up your hands yet, please. And then we have nation. And then we have world. Now, one of the things you need to understand is that community, nation, and world is not an everyday commitment. And spiritual family is not an everyday commitment because you can communicate with them in what I call a mail. You always are able to communicate with your spiritual family through what I call spirit-to-spirit communication or angel mail. In my case, it's angels that carry information between myself and my soulmates, and between myself and those who I connect with on the spirit level, right? So those are the other ones that you're going to fit in this 2-hour slot. And when we come back, we will be discussing in the next segment how to, first of all, the Saturday and the Sunday ones, and how to slot in these different ones. But I want to mention that community, nation, and world can be once a month, once a week, activities that are alternating, and similarly within the family. So we'll come back and give you that. Soon come back.
And Jaden.
And we are British Dependency out of Anguilla. And you're listening to Reggae to Reggae TV and radio. Yes!
Yeah. My name is Ruel.
Hey, and I'm Joya.
And this is the man Jaden.
And
we are British Dependency out of Anguilla. And you're listening to Reggae TV and radio.
Yes!
Yeah.
Things have got to change. Huh. Somehow I know it's got to be rearranged.
Wow, I'm on again. Okay. We're looking at Saturday and Sunday now, which are outside of the regular work week. And remember, we're doing this symbolically. Eh? So if your days off are Monday and Friday, then that's how we're going to assign the Saturday and Sunday stuff. Okay? And then you have to adjust it. Because remember, we're not assigning any specific importance. Because we don't want to have a situation where we must make sure that we can't do anything on the Sabbath day or on the Sunday. We must have a Sabbath. If you are a doctor or you're a part of essential services, if you are there to go and bring your animal out of the pit, or you are there to heal and sustain life, how can you decide that I can't do it because it's my Sabbath? Watch it. Right? So you must assign a day of rest and recreation. And for me, I assign 2. Saturday and Sunday is mine. Saturday is my Sabbath, where I just, after my 2 hours closeted with my Creator, I come out shining like a light. And then I just sort of just float around enjoying all the creations. That's what I do on Saturdays. And then on Sundays, I get involved in a lot of activity and worship and dance and praise and I'm affecting the upload here. Too much activity. So that's one of the problems why my shows don't come over as clearly as they should, because it's too much movement and it takes up all the upload. So I'm trying to keep quiet in between my outbursts. All right. So we're doing Saturday and Sunday, right? So for me now, I have that 2 hours that I have closeted, and then after that, I just sort of get up and say, okay, what should I do today? Maybe I'll do this, or maybe I'll do that, or maybe have a previous engagement where I'm going to go and enjoy and plan it to enjoy the creation and just really have a shalom time. Peace. This is a day when you rejuvenate and you everything, you whatever. Okay? Sunday, I usually get involved in worship services of one sort. Sometimes it's on the net, sometimes it's always on my show for my It's the Lord's Day show where we have a wumperous time, right? And sometimes it is going to the country, visiting relatives. My major thing on Sunday is worship. My major thing on Saturday is just peace and enjoyment and rejuvenation and rest and interaction and wonderful. All right, so that's Saturday for me. Now that you have the basic framework, you can make whatever changes you need to make that are a part of your own particular culture, of what you need to have done. And I'm here to tell you, don't make a soul drag you out from what you plan to do. Because remember, your plan is made based on the requirements and the plan that has already been made in your operations manual. I have a plan for you. And you need to be focused on that plan. And anything that does not coincide with that plan, drop it. Don't let any family member or anybody else push you into that mode. And that is what a lot of us do not allow. Okay? So, even if it takes you through muddy waters, by that I mean, sometimes we have to think, should I do this? Should I not? I really don't enjoy this, but maybe I should enjoy it. You know, we have to focus on our purpose, and our purpose is not single. There's a single purpose of following the plan. That's the purpose. But that plan can vacillate. It can include entertainment. It can include rest, rejuvenation, enjoyment of your friends, communication with all your different entities, work, physical labor. It includes everything. But the bottom line is that you must enjoy every one of these experiences. So I was having this long talk with one of my soulmates this morning. On how you can really enjoy your life. And a lot of times you have to do exploration and what have you of what you really want, how you really want to proceed, and do you really like this? These people are paying in the butt, but I really enjoy their company. So, we need to sort of get it together, right? Be real, but get it together in the final analysis. And when you get engaged, then you need to enjoy it, right? Okay, so we looked at that. Now, I want to sort of slot more in these individual activities. As I mentioned, if you are involved in some sort of a national organization, then it clearly is not going to meet 4 hours a day, every day. It will probably have monthly meetings. So you slot in that monthly meeting. And in that monthly slot, you can have on the other weeks, other monthly slots for your nation, for your community, that's community meeting, for your world affairs, not just national, community, national, and world. These are very easy things to slot in on a once-a-month basis. So it will take the same time slot on different weeks during the month. So right away, you have that squared away. However, the most challenging one is the family, and the most time-consuming, believe it or not. And so what we have to now look at, what relationships do you need to now look at? Your spiritual family. So we looked at community, nation, and world. You don't spend daily time there unless you work with a community organization, or you work with a national organization. Then it doesn't become just your relationship with the nation, but it becomes also a part of your 8 to 4 slot. So a lot of them will overlap from that perspective. So we're now looking at the spiritual family. Now this, as I said, the best way to communicate here is spirit to spirit. And that does not take any time because you can do it while you are doing any other thing. And then there are meetings of your spiritual family, whether it's a church meeting or an organizational meeting, or there's a hangout. It could be a party. It could be and if you can assign the same sort of a monthly or weekly meeting or coming together physically, or maybe you don't even have to do that. But remember that most communication within the spiritual family takes place at the spirit level, which does not take any time out of your schedule. So we're back down to our purpose. Now, your purpose, you are trying to coincide with your 8 to 4. Because if it is that your present 8 to 4 activity is not in any way associated with your purpose, then you have got to try and move into an area that is contributing to the building of your purpose. Or you could use your lunchtime to continue that. You could use your extra time that you take off after your regular work time. Remember, I spoke about 2 hours that are not used. That's for emergencies. So don't touch it unless an emergency comes up, right? What you can use that time for is planning, doing things that got left off from yesterday, tomorrow, what have you. But what is most important is that you are able now to knock off 2 hours back from your waking time. You can take 2 hours out of your sleeping time, either at the beginning, in my case it's between 8 to 10, which I do all the time, and on other occasions I take it off between 2 and 4, so that I back up, and instead of getting up at 4 to start my time, I get up at 2, and then by 4 I'm able to now move into another activity. Don't burn the candle at both ends. Don't take it off from the beginning and the end. It doesn't work because there are 2 set times that you must have. Your work time, and this is even if you're retired. You must assign those 8 hours to some activity that you're involved in. As in my case, I'm retired, right? But I use that time to further my purpose. My sleep time, I will not play with because I need it at my age. So it is from 8 to 4. But on occasions, I go from 10 to 4. Like if I have somewhere to go in the night. And on other occasions, I back it up and take it off and go from 8 to 2. The 2 options that are not an option is taking it off between 10 and 2. Why? Because that is your healing sleep time. If you want to change your rhythm because you continuously work in a night environment, then your body will make that adjustment. and then you assign it to the 12-hour mirror image time if you are working night. You understand? And then your body will get accustomed to that. That is what the principles of evolution are for. What we call evolution within the species. Not that I come from a monkey, that there could never be anything that resembles a monkey about me. Maybe apart from my liking of bananas. I think that's the only thing. But really, I am not a monkey, and I never came from one, right? There is evolution within the species. That's what God made it for, so that we adjust to our environment and the prevailing conditions under which we have to live. That's why we are marvelously made. Everything about us can adjust. We can adjust to extremes of temperature. We can adjust to extremes of lack. This and that and that. And I tell you, some of us need to get ready because plenty lack coming up. So practice it from now. You know, I am glad about this lack coming up. A lot of people think I'm a whatever. You know, one like this is people suffer. I don't want to use that word. But the issue is this, that I really thrive in times of lack because all my ingenuity comes to the fore. And if I don't have X to make X, I find a substitute. And I love it when I don't have enough money to buy food. I tell you, I absolutely love it. You know why? Because for 2 years, I lived off the land. And when it was pear season, Lord of mercy, you want to see my skin and my hair and my weight. I mean, everything was in perfect upright order. Why? Because me had pear for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. When it's mango time, same thing happened. And everything was in wonderful condition. I talk to my clients about the curse of affluence because I've had so many clients call on my program, totally reverse their diseases, and some idiot tell them that they need to go to Germany to take advantage of the #1 cancer cure in the world. After them done it, reverse, you know. And because they can afford it, and they are floating in billions, after they run to Germany, and you know, they come back and just get ready for their coffin. So we need to understand the curse of affluence. When you get money, it is the Lord who gives you health so that you can acquire wealth. Why? So that you can use that wealth to advance the kingdom, his kingdom. Talk more about this and how you can patch in the other timings in your timetable. Soon come back. Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
Somehow I know things have got to change.
All right, there I was, chewing up to get rid of my green mustache. There I was chewing my shake. Why? Because you must mix it with your saliva to start the process of digestion. Right, right. So we are talking about this exciting time coming up when we are going to be not able to buy ourselves. That is why we have to get our productive capacities in place and start storing stuff. The thing is a joke. You want man. This is why you have to look out for a product coming up 2Gs in all kind of form. You know those things called nori sheets? Well, you know what that is? The seaweed that they press out and they make it into sheets and they use it and they wrap the what do you call it? The Japanese, the Chinese Japanese thing? Sushi, right? And I use them all the time to wrap my vegetables and my nut meats and so on. And we have cones out of them. Sometimes we have rolls out of them, just like sushi rolls. Same thing, but we don't have raw fish in there, right? And that is what we are going to be producing from all sorts of wonderful products so they can store forever until we leave this planet. So look out for it. You have to get in on this because I'm not going with any rack. Whatever rack there is going to me, I will have my stock. So look out for Celebrate Life because this is going to be a network of all believers worldwide from every corner of the earth. And we are going to be networking in every aspect of life, just providing everything that any joint lacks. Because that is what it says in the operations manual. If you don't connect with each other, everybody who believes the same way, if we don't connect, we are going to be missing it. And that is how we will all be able to not just survive, but thrive in the midst of famine. God knows how to keep his people in the midst of famine. And every outstanding situation has evolved out of a situation of lack. So you need to understand that. You know, yesterday I was reminded of one of the most unbelievable concepts. This guy was saying to the other guy, boy, a black man and a white man talking. And the black guy said, boy, you know, things rough out there in the society. I have to be 3 times as qualified to get the same job and the same pay as a white person in any industry in this country. You know where he's talking about, the mighty USA. Well, you know what the white man said back to him? Revelation from the Most High. You know what he said? Can you believe what you can do to be 3 times as qualified? Because you have it on top of every other white man. Because when you go into that job, you are going to perform 3 times as good because you have 3 times as much of the information on your belt. And it just reminded me of the fact that every single innovation comes out of a situation of lack. And not only that, you go into any inner city. Why do you think Jamaica is so prolific in creativity? Because of all the challenges that we have faced. You go into inner city if you want to have innovation and creativity. Because they don't have to, they have to think of ways of dealing with situations. And guess what? This is a big advantage, just why you must count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, tests, trial, and stress. Because all of this is working out to your benefit. One time, when it was Black History Month, I decided to look at all the persons who had gotten accolades worldwide, when as far back in history as I can think. And if it is not a Black person, the Black person is right behind or underneath as the support. You know any other ethnicity that is going to look after a family of an opposite color and just give their all? The Black nannies. Listen to me. You need to understand that Black is not a curse. Black is a definite advantage. Look at everyone in history who has given only good to this world. Every one of them are people of color. Go straight back. Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela, God rest his soul. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for all the time Nelson Mandela spent in prison, because we all benefit from it. Thank you for the life and death of Mr. King, because we all benefit from it. And guess what? When we do things, it don't just benefit us, it benefits the whole human race. So you better go back on your knees when you finish watch this program and thank God that you are made Black. And thank Him that whatever He has made you to be, you have an advantage 24/7. So when you start putting your times together, understand that you've got to be focused on your purpose, because I don't know that I just have to, right? Because really inspired me. Ooh. Why did God allow the challenges to Black folk and use them for our advancement? And this is also the challenges to the Jews. Look why the Jews stand, tall above everything else. Because, I'm going to continue this thing on Monday, the end of our workshop, because we've got to talk about this, because it is so pivotal to the changing of the mindsets before we decide that we are willing to focus our time on our purpose. If we need to have so many more times, more than anyone else, to get the same recognition, then doesn't it stand to reason that we can be better than the rest? Is that why we always rise to the top? Every icon worth following is a person of color. Now, am I discriminating against any other race? No, because there are other groupings that have also benefited from this concept. And we all need to embrace a concept regardless of where it comes from in order to benefit from it. Why do you think everybody's hightailing it into the West Indies, or specifically into Jamaica? Everybody wants to come and live in Jamaica. But guess what? Nothing wrong with that. You who live here have got to start making and taking advantage of all these resources that we have showered down upon us. Why? Because if you don't, the foreigners are going to come and take advantage of it. They are already doing it. So let me tell you how you need to move ahead. Get out your pencil and your paper. Get that timetable down pat over the Saturday and the Sunday, which I'm giving you a break from school. And Monday, we're going to wrap it up. Or maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. But this is so important. I got to spend all the time I need. So, I am going to be inviting you to join me for tomorrow's program. Let me see if there's something else. Okay, yeah, I want to say two more things. One, when you are following the plan that has been made for your life, which is what we're doing here, we're just putting it down in pencil and paper. When you're following that plan, just remember that if there is a plan, then you are informed, you are authorized, and you are empowered to carry out this plan. You are. So don't think that there's a plan and then you don't have the resources, you don't have the information, and you don't have the power. Whatever plan your Creator has put for you, He has given you the information. It's inside there. You just need to pull it out. He has given you the authority. Right there in Genesis, all authority over every beast of the sea, every fowl of the air, and every creeping thing on the earth. Everything that moves. I have authority over those that are within my environment in my ambit. So we got the information, we got the authority, and we are empowered. And don't ever alter what God's word says to suit your lifestyle. You've got to alter your lifestyle to suit the words you want to succeed. Joshua 1:8. This book mustn't come out of your mouth. Stop coming out of your mouth. You meditate on it day and night. And so I just want you to pray with me this prayer as we close. Glorious God, when I see your creation, I am reminded that you are always taking care of me. May I be worthy of your gifts by being a gift to the world. See you tomorrow as we do Shabbat Shalom, and then Sunday, it's the Lord's Day. So I look forward to a wonderful time, and I really enjoyed today's program. I hope you did, because it is one of the most empowering things that you can have thought of or done with your time. Remember, the adjustment has got to be yours. See you tomorrow on Shabbat Shalom. Bye.
Somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Somehow I know things have got to change. Somehow I know it's got to be Saw a bird flew down this morning.